songs than we normally sing, and then we'll have the preaching service as well. But as I said back there, we cut up, played. Y'all are sweating like a stuck pig. But this is not that time for that. Participate, sing with us, pay attention. That would be awesome. Hopefully, we're singing songs that you know. I know some of these we've sung here before. I don't go to all the churches that you go to, so I'm not familiar with the songs that you sing. But sometimes upstairs we don't usually stand up, but we will a couple of times because it will be a longer service than what we normally would have. So let's go ahead and stand, and let's sing this first song. You know the song, This Is Amazing Grace? Oh, good. Okay, let's sing. If you don't know it, well, fake it. All right, let's go ahead and stand and sing This Is Amazing Grace.
Worthy is a King who conquered the grave. Worthy is a Lamb who was slain. Worthy is a King who conquered the grave. Worthy is a Lamb who was slain. Worthy is a King who conquered the grave. Worthy is a Lamb who was slain. This is amazing grace. This is unfailing love. That you would take my place. That you would bear my cross. You will lay down your life. That I would be set free. Jesus, I sing for all that you've done for me.
It's an amazing thing. If I were to ask you, what what is an attribute? I'll go ahead and ask you. What is an attribute of God that you find amazing? We sang about his love, right? His amazing grace. What's another attribute of God that you're like, wow, that's an amazing. I wish I could be like that with my friends, with my family. There's an attribute of God that you find just amazing. Anybody? You can't say love and grace. Yes. Okay. Never changes. Never leaves you. Yeah. Forgiving. That's, aren't you glad about that? How many of you have messed up before? How many of you have messed up today before? Oh, yeah, we all do, right? What if, speaking of that, what if God forgave us like we forgive our friends and families? Oh, boy, we would be in a mess, but I'm glad that he has amazing forgiveness. You have one? Mercy. Mercy. A mercy for God. Cody? Patience. Something that not all of us are very good at, being patient. You know, for instance, you're playing a game and you are watching from the sidelines and you want your team to win and you are not very patient with people trying to get the job done. Or maybe how many of you have a job outside? You work at a job. I work at a job, and so having to train people or watch somebody do a job that I think I could do better myself, it's like, be patient, very patient. Anybody else? Honesty. Caleb? Power. I wish I was as powerful as God. I'd be like, hit the ball, score. Anyone else? All right, let's sing this next song. One of the things that I think is amazing about God is that he's the good God. I mean, he's just good. Everything about him is good. This song, you may know it. I don't know if you sang it before or not, but the goodness of God.
I love you, Lord, for your mercy never fails me. All my days I've been held in your hands, from the moment that I wake up until I lay my head. I will sing of the goodness of God. All my life you have been faithful. All my life you have been so good. With every breath that I am able, I will sing of the goodness of God. breath that I am able, I will sing of the goodness of God. All my life you have been faithful. All my life you have been so, so good. Every breath that I am able, I will sing of the goodness of
One of my favorite passages. Anybody familiar with Psalm chapter 23? The Lord is my shepherd, right? The last verse in that says, "Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me for how long? All the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord for forever." His goodness. The Bible says in the book of Matthew that I want to give my 3 kids good gifts. Christmas time comes around, I don't give them, like a lawnmower to go mow the lawn. I don't give them, here's a sponge and some cleaning supplies to clean the house. For Christmas, I give them good gifts, right? In the book of Matthew, it says, if we who are earthly want to give good gifts to our kids, how much more does your Heavenly Father want to give you good gifts? I'm glad that we serve a good God. This is that next song. I think we've sung this every time we've had a teen service. So let's stand and let's sing, stretch our legs for a minute. Let's sing the song Waymaker.
Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness, my God, that is who you are.
All right, I think you may be seated. That song gives a lot of names of God. Anybody else think of a name of God besides those that we mentioned? Cody? Yahweh, Messiah, Christ, Savior, Lord, Son of Man and Son of God. Okay, good. Jehovah, King of Kings, and thank you, Lord of Lords. All right. Anybody know who said Yahweh? Who said Cody? Anybody know how to spell Yahweh by chance? You got it. Winner, chicken dinner, nothing for you, but you win. In Hebrew, there is no vowels in Hebrew. What's also unique, you probably know this about Hebrew. Anybody know what's unique about Hebrew as opposed to many other languages? Huh? Backwards. You read backwards. My dad took Hebrew and Greek at the same time. I said, "You crazy? You nuts?" So let's. How many of you have ever heard of two guys called the Skit Guys by chance? The Skit Guys. So I enjoy watching them. It's two Christian guys. They actually have a movie out. Family Camp is the movie. Rhett Walker, you know who he is. Rhett Walker. He's in the movie as the worship leader. If you heard him sing at the concert, he's a country guy. I mean, he is redneck country. He plays a hippie worship leader in the movie. He said, how I did that, I do not know. But these two guys, they go around the country. They do skits and things. Some of them are dramatic. Some of them are funny comedy, but it always has a point behind that. This one that I'm going to show you up there, you may have seen it, may not, but it's just a funny one that at the very end, I think it's very powerful. I don't know how many of you, I met you for the first time today. Several of you. 1, 2, 3. Okay, just 3. That's several. 3. I have no idea what you're going through in any of you, whether it's school, whether it's home. I do not know. But there is somebody who does know, and this person who knows is God, and he is stronger and mightier than anything that could possibly be going on in your life right now. I know in my life, there are some things that are going on that is very tiresome, puts a lot of pressure on my mind, on my heart. And so think of this skit. I watched this with the kids not long ago on a drive. I wasn't watching it. I was listening to it as I was driving someplace. And the very ending is just very impactful because of what it means. So it's simply the Skit Guys, and it's called My God is So Big. So go ahead and play it for somebody.
All right, class, I'm going to be your substitute Sunday school teacher.
Hi, teacher.
Hi.
Hi, what's your name?
Well, my name is Mr. Drummond.
What you talking about?
Well, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to talk about. I'm here to be your substitute.
Wait, where's Miss Linda?
Well, Miss Linda is my wife. And she's been sick, okay? And so I know you've had a lot of substitute Sunday school teachers.
Yeah, we've had a lot.
But I'm going to be your permanent.
I've run most of them off.
I bet you have. Yeah, you seem like that type of child. But I'm going to.
Wait, you're Miss Linda's husband?
I'm Miss Linda's husband, and
she could do better.
Well. You know, we do what we can. We do what we can.
Yeah.
I like you kids because you just speak truth all the time. You know?
Yeah, I tell you what I'm thinking.
There you go, buddy. There
Yeah.
you go. Well, let me tell you what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I'm going to be your permanent Sunday school teacher for a little bit because.
We'll see.
Well. I think I know because my wife, Miss Linda, isn't feeling very good, so I'm just going to be here for you guys, okay?
Yeah.
Miss Linda asked me if I would, so here I am, okay?
I don't know.
Well, I think you'll catch on. What's
Yeah.
your name?
My name's Billy, like the goat. But I'm not really a goat.
And you're just a little boy.
I'm just a kid.
You're just a little boy.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
hi. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
hello, class. Why don't we start this? I would love to sing a song that I think Miss Linda.
I love to sing songs.
Okay, well, good. That's.
I love to sing songs to God.
Oh, okay,
Like
okay.
I love to sing. I love to sing. Jesus loves me.
Oh, sign
This
language.
I know.
Okay.
For the Bible Papa done told me so. I'm going to be the next American Idol.
You do seem to have the voice.
Yeah.
What is this? What
That's
is
my
this?
sign language. It's the Bible told me so, like you're sewing. My grandmother sews memory verses in my underwear. In case I have an accident.
And just knowing you just a little bit, it's probably a good thing for a boy like you, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just did.
That's just not, you did not just say that at all. That's just too much. Okay, all right. I'm going to teach you, well, you probably already know this song, class. It's one of Mrs. Linda's favorite songs, okay? And it's called My God Is So Big.
Oh,
Okay.
no, that's Miss Linda's song.
I know, she loves that song.
You don't sing it.
Well, no, I think it
No,
would be
it's
great.
Miss Linda's.
I understand.
You don't sing it.
No, it would be okay.
You don't sing it.
She loves that song.
I don't think that's
It's
a-
okay.
I don't-
It's okay. My God is so big, so strong, and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do for you. Okay? That's
Yeah.
how we know the song. Okay?
Yeah, that's Miss Linda's song.
Well,
You don't even sing it good.
Well, I know.
Have you ever sung that before?
No, I don't have the X
That was
factor.
awful.
Listen to me. Listen to me. I'm trying, okay? My wife, Miss Linda, asked
Yeah.
me to be here, so here I am. So I'm trying my best,
I don't
okay?
wanna sing that.
My God is so big, so strong, and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do for you.
Yeah, it gets worse when you sing it more.
Okay. We're going to sing this
I
song.
don't want to sing it.
We're going to
I'm
sing.
not
Okay,
singing
Billy,
it. You
Billy,
can't-
give me your eyes.
What?
Give me your eyes.
No, you can't have my
Okay,
eyes.
I did not mean.
Why are you going to take my eyes?
No, I did not mean that.
You said give me your eyes. You said give me your eyes.
I did not know. No, I did not.
I'm
no.
going to eat your
I didn't say that.
eyeballs.
No. What are you doing?
That's
no.
what you said.
No, I did not.
You're like an ogre.
I'm not. No,
You
I-
look like Shrek.
What are you doing? No, I.
You got tiny ears and a bald head.
Okay. No. Okay, Billy.
So
Listen.
don't touch.
Okay, sorry. I'm sorry.
Stranger danger.
Okay. I'm not a stranger.
You are too.
No, Miss Linda's my wife.
Yeah, well,
remember?
that doesn't make you someone I know.
Okay.
You're
Sorry.
supposed to sign a form.
I did. It's okay. You're good. We're good. Okay. So here we go
You
with the
can't
song.
have my eyes.
Okay, then give me your
No,
ears.
no,
I
you
did not
can't
mean
have
that.
my-
Okay.
What are you going to do to me? This is the worst day of Sunday school ever. I don't even know what to do.
Okay. All right. Okay.
You're a freak.
Let's just start. Okay. Listen to me.
Don't touch!
Sorry.
Stop! Don't touch me there. This is my no-no square. It's really a rectangle. But nothing rhymes with rectangle. You're not supposed to pick your nose in class.
I'm not.
I get in trouble for
I
that.
know.
Don't wipe it on your shirt.
You made me chuckle. I blew snot out my nose. Okay.
That doesn't make me like you more.
I
Miss
know.
Linda doesn't do that.
Okay, you're right. Let's just start over. Let's just sing the song, okay?
I don't want to sing it.
It's a good song.
I don't think we should. I think we should sing Jesus Loves
It's a
Me.
beautiful song.
Yeah,
but-
let's sing
but
that.
Let's just sing this.
I think we should sing
No,
Jesus
let's-
Loves Me.
Okay.
It says, Jesus loves me, this I know. Yes, Jesus loves me. The Bible tells me so.
Yeah.
I like that song.
It's a
We
good
should sing that song, because I can sing that song frontwards and backwards.
So, little Billy,
Uh-huh.
what did you just say?
I can sing it frontwards and backwards.
Well, that's an ad lib I'd like to see. Okay, little Billy. Okay. Oh,
I don't want to.
okay.
Don't touch.
Okay.
You are too handsy to be teaching kids.
Little Billy, go ahead, sing it backwards.
I don't have to.
No, you
You
don't.
can't
You
make me.
said it. You
I don't
said
have
it
to.
twice.
Fine, I'll
That's
sing it
all right.
backwards.
Okay, here we go. Go ahead.
Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. The Bible tells me so.
Touche, touche, my friend, touche.
Me loves Jesus, yes. Me loves Jesus, yes. Me loves Jesus, yes. So tell Bible me so.
Okay, nice song. Let's just stick with this one, okay?
I don't
All
wanna
right.
sing it.
No, it's really good. Okay, let's just go with it, okay?
I don't want to.
I think Miss Linda, okay, well, I know she taught you all sign language.
Yeah, she did.
Signs with the songs?
Yeah,
Motions with the songs?
we have motions.
Well, that'll make it fun, okay? So let's do that, okay? My God is so big, so strong, and so mighty. So mighty. So mighty, mighty, mighty. Should have blew my nose before I came to this class.
You think it's funny, but it's not.
My God is so big, so strong, and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do for you. Okay, see?
I still don't want to sing it.
No, you.
I don't know.
It's
Oh,
good.
I have a question.
No,
I have a
no
question.
class.
I have a
We just
question.
need to move on with
I
this
have a
song.
question.
Okay, all right.
I have a question.
Billy,
Yes.
does it have to do with the song?
Yes.
Does it have to? Are you being 100% honest? With, yes. Yes, with the song.
Yes. Now you're in trouble. You got the women's ministry involved.
They're right next door. What are you supposed to do?
I know.
I know.
I have a question.
Okay.
I have a question.
All right. What does it have to do with the song?
Yes.
Okay. What?
Yes.
Okay. What is your question?
Do you think that there were unicorns on Noah's Ark?
Okay. No, there were no.
No,
I
my
don't-
dad says there could be.
I don't think there was.
Are you calling my dad a liar?
No, I'm not calling your dad. I don't know your dad.
I think there could be
I don't
too.
know- I don't know if there
but
was.
my question is, if there's unicorns on Noah's Ark, what if they poked a hole in it with their horn? What if they poked a hole in it?
What if a unicorn
Yeah.
that wasn't in the ark poked a hole in the ark?
Yeah.
With their horns?
Yeah. With their tail. What do you? Yeah, with their horn. A unicorn. This is a unicorn. This is a devil. Unicorn devil. Unicorn devil. David Crowder.
Okay.
I have another question.
No more questions.
Yes.
No more.
Yes.
Put your hands down.
Don't get violent. I have another question.
Get
I
your
have
hand
another. It's important. You.
This better have to do. You need psychiatric help.
That's what my mom says. She says I should talk to Dr. Phil. You kind of look like Dr. Phil.
Okay. All right.
You ever notice how Dr. Phil looks like a walrus?
Okay. All right. Okay.
I have
No-
a question.
no more,
I have
no
a
more.
que- I have-
No
I have-
more,
I
no
have-
more.
You have to
All
call
right.
on my name.
Okay. What is it, Mr. Goat?
Okay, Mr. Clean.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. No more. Here we go with the song. Here we
I don't
go.
wanna
Okay.
sing it.
My God is so
Yes,
big, so
Jesus
strong, and so
loves
mighty.
me.
There's
Yes,
my God is
Jesus
so
loves
mighty.
me.
There's
Yes,
nothing my
Jesus
God
loves me.
cannot
The
do
Bible tells
for
me
you.
so.
My God is so
Yes,
big, so
you
strong,
told
and so
me. The
mighty.
Bible
My God.
tells me so.
Why, Billy, no, let's just
I
sing the
don't want
song.
to sing your
Let's
song.
just sing the song.
Why
Billy,
do we have to sing
it
your
would
song?
really be great
It
if we
doesn't
could
make
Billy,
any
I
sense.
just want to
I'm
sing
going to
the
tell
song.
you right now, you're not Miss Linda.
I know
You
I'm
don't
not.
look like Miss Linda.
Billy,
You don't sound like Miss Linda.
Billy.
You don't smell like Miss
Billy,
Linda.
Billy.
You're not as nice as Miss Linda.
Okay,
and you're
Billy.
coming here trying to sing Miss Linda's
Billy,
song.
if we could
and I
just sing
don't
the
understand
song.
why we
Billy,
have to sing Miss
Billy,
Linda's
I
song.
just wanna
and can
sing-
you give me one reason why we should sing your song?
Because my wife can't. Because my wife, Miss Linda, is very, very sick. And she asked me if I would come here this morning, and I just thought we could sing Miss Linda's favorite song because I know I'm not Miss Linda. And I just wanted to sing the song because I just wanted to be reminded this morning of how big and how strong God is, because I have to go home, and I need to be strong for her. I need to be very, very strong for her, and she is so courageous, and she has so much faith. And I just thought if we could just sing that song, that it could remind me that there's nothing my God cannot do for me and for Miss Linda, because I don't know what I'm going to do if she. I'm sorry. That was inappropriate, and it's just been one of those. It's just been one of those really tough times, and I'm just so.
My God is so big, so strong, and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do for you.
Aren't you glad there's nothing that our God cannot do? How many of you have ever gone through a hard time, or you know somebody going through a hard time? Yeah, I mean, I know people who are sick. My mom has cancer and will eventually not be cured of that cancer. It's an incurable type of thing. We all have people like that, go through things like that. And I'm glad that we have a God who's big and mighty, and there's really nothing that he cannot do. One of the things that he says, I think it's in Romans chapter 1, that who we are in him. Sometimes we think we are somebody. The world tells us who we are, but I'm glad that God says who we are. Let's stand and sing. I don't know if you know it or not. Hopefully you do. Who You Say I Am. Let's stand and sing that song. Who You Say I Am.
That the highest king will welcome me. I was lost, but he brought me in his love for me. In his love for me. Through the sunset
Crew concert a month ago. I saw y'all two there. I didn't know other people were going to be there. Anybody heard of Leanna Crawford by chance? If you were there, you are heard of her. She writes a lot of her own songs, play the guitar and things. And she sang this song. And I thought, oh man, that's pretty cool. It's a catchy song. Some of you may know it. By the time Cora gets to the chorus a couple of times, you can sing along with it. If you know it, sing along with her. But it goes along with the message found in Daniel chapter 3 that sometimes, or a lot of times, people who don't understand Christianity, don't understand God, who doesn't believe in God, looks at us and think you're just not cool. You're just one of those crazy people. What's the point of going to church? What's the point of reading your Bible? What's the point of all these things? So the song that Leanna wrote, make sure that's not muted, Cody. The song that she wrote is simply called Uncool. Cora, play and sing it. If you want to join in on the chorus, feel free. In Daniel, we will learn about that. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, who said to themselves, I don't care what the world does, I'm still going to stand for God. But before we get there, one more song, and then we'll get into Daniel chapter 3. I know you know this song. It's saying, How Great Is Our God. Let all the earth rejoice, all the earth rejoice. He wraps himself in light, and darkness tries to hide, and trembles at his voice, trembles at his voice. How great is our God! Sing with me, how great is our God! And all will see how great
have your Bible, some do, some don't. Maybe you have it on your phone. Daniel chapter 3 is where we're going to be. Daniel chapter 3. Turn us up a little bit, Cody. Daniel chapter 3. And we're going to be talking about this thought about, well, the title is, How Serious Are You? Have you ever asked this question, are you serious? Somebody gives you some information, or maybe, just maybe, here is, trying to think of some of the girls' names. Here is Alexis calls up. Thank you, Victoria. She calls up at Victoria and says, hey, guess what? I just found $1 million in cash. Victoria's next question would be saying, or be like, are you serious? No, you didn't. You're joking. Or maybe somebody who's not a straight A student says, guess what? I just made straight A's. Are you serious? No, that's not. You're not being serious. Or maybe you play sports and you just win one of basketball game, football game, whatever it is, that you were not expecting to win, and so you call up somebody and says, hey, I won. Are you serious? Are you serious? The question is this afternoon is, how serious are you about the things in your life? Give me some things that some people are serious about. And then give me an example of such thing. The career, okay. Example. Okay. Yes. So if I'm serious about a job, maybe I would go to school for 18 years to make sure that I'm ahead of the game. You're thinking that you're crazy. That's why I did not get my master's or my doctorate, because I was like, I'm not going to school for that long. You can forget that. Maybe later on in life, my plan was when I was your age to go to Bible college, and when I got done with Bible college, do my undergrad, my graduate class, and a doctorate back to back. I met my wife in year 2 or 3, and that changed everything. I'm not going through all of that and be married at the same time. Okay, so maybe a job, your career, you're serious about. Maybe you're so serious about that you spend too much time there, working 60, 70 hours a week, and you forget about everything else. What's something else that you could be serious about? Ben? Yes, okay. I could not see that. Really? That happens? Really? Like, yes, I vouch for that. Sometimes you're into a game. Right now, the Golden State Warriors are playing the Boston Celtics. Does anybody care? Okay, only one person, 2 people besides me, 3 counting me. Let's say last game, it was an upset. Boston won. Golden State fans, no doubt, was at home yelling this close to the TV, as if those people could hear them. Or you're telling the refs what they did bad, as though the refs could hear you say those things. Or maybe you throw a sock at the TV as if that's going to help. A lot of people are serious about those things. I'm just going to turn red, all of these things. What else besides that? Victoria? Relationships with relationships. I'm guessing you mean friendships. Yes. That's right. I know that. Yeah, right. No, relationships. You can. Let's say that you are in a relationship with someone that's more than a friend, and that consumes your time. Let's say that you work a part-time job, and you end up spending all your money on that relationship. Come to find out, at the end of that relationship, y'all split ways, and now you are out $5,000. Oh yeah. Oh, yeesh. How serious are you really? About that. Some people are just, you're all in that. What else? Relationships, sports, jobs. About God, we'll get there in a minute. That's what this message is about. Stop getting ahead of me. Thank you. What else? Health. Some people can. For instance, LeBron James, you know who he is? I hope. No. Okay, good. I didn't think so. I wish I did not know, to be honest. But he has spent millions upon millions of dollars, not on food, but just making sure his health is top shape. He has a cryo chamber in his house, where you go and you freeze to muscles in his house. All of these things to make sure that when he's at a certain age, he's at peak performance. Health is a big thing. People spend tons of money on health foods, on vitamins, on the shakes that taste nasty, and diets and things. All those things for your health. What else can you be serious about? Cora? Food. Some people are. I know of a person right now who will not go to fast food. Will not. They only go to 4-star and above restaurants. They don't go to any place else because they want the best food possible. I talk to them about how I cook food. They're like, no, that's not real food. Yes, it is real food. No, it's not real food. It's a big thing to them. What else? Video games. Oh, my goodness. Oh, I could talk about that's a big thing, right? Now, when I was a kid, y'all have esports in schools, right? Competition, right? You laugh at it. That's what I'm thinking. Like I said, when I was a kid, no way. That was not even dreamt of. Nobody my age at that time was spending hours upon hours upon hours upon hours playing games. Now, he who's 7 could play Fortnite against me, and I'm like, dude, well, I don't know what I'm doing. You just killed me. They are born coming out of the room doing this. Like, how do you do that? When I was a kid, I wanted 2 buttons. One for this thing, not like 10 buttons on one thing. That's so dumb. Like, no. Some people will say, okay, what else can you be serious about? Any hobby. Whatever it is. Collecting stamps, anybody? Why you laugh at me? Say it, thank you. Keep it up. No, for real. Just fake it. Okay, thank you. Yeah, see? No, he's like, all right, no. What some other things? Education. Oh, man, some people are very serious about education. How many of you would cry or die if you got a below an A? Okay, I knew it. There are some people. I taught a girl who she made her first B on A, not on overall, but on a quiz, and had a meltdown. That's my first B in my life on anything. I'm like, it'll be okay. Just calm down. No, you don't understand. It's my only B. Well, I'm thankful that I gave it to you then. I'm like, I'm proud of that. That's just what it is. Some people are serious about that. What else? Golf. Some people are. Some people like Tiger Woods and Chance. But some people are. I'm not. That's the only sport that I play that I really don't care how I do. All the sport I play to win, or I play to dominate you. Or I don't play at all. Anybody else? Yes. Music. Oh man, some people are. Some people are. You look into the bedroom, every instrument, they have all these setups, or they have all these things. When I was a kid, how many of you go around, like if you're with your parents around town, you're wearing headphones and stuff? Anybody just constantly do that? Okay, good. You're not one of those kids. Thank you. Some people, I knew it. Some people, they go around, it's constantly music. They're very serious. People have left jobs, moved to Tennessee in hope of a music career, living out of the chorus for years in hopes of a music career. Serious. So we're going to look at some things, and here's the thought. First thing is, we are serious about many different things. Every single one of you in this room, you are serious about something. Whether it's God, a hobby, or a sport, or something like that, all of us are serious about something. Daniel chapter 3 and verse 15. Daniel 3 and verse 15 says this. Now, if ye be ready, that at what time ye hear the sound of the cornet, the flute, the harp, the sackbut, the psaltery, and dulcimer, and all kinds of music, ye fall down and worship the image which I have made. Well, but if ye worship not, ye shall be cast the same hour into the midst of the burning fiery furnace. And who is that God that shall deliver you out of my hands? This verse is in the middle of a very well-known passage, right? Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, a billy goat. Yes, Shadrach, Meshach, and the kid, that dude up there, Billy the goat. Those are 3 guys. And you have a king, right? This is right in the middle of those things. At this time, here is the king. He says, I'm going to build a huge image. And not only do I tell my family and my kingdom to worship this image, but I'm going to make everybody worship it at the same time. So if it happened here, right? Let's say this happened now. Let's say that President Biden, who is the president now, says to himself, I'm going to make a statue of myself. It's going to be huge, bigger than the Empire State Building. It's going to be huge, big old face of President Joe Biden. Okay? And so he's there, and he says that this time, noon every day, it's going to be on TV, on every device that you have. It's going to have planes and satellites give a noise. You cannot miss the noise. Music will play, and you must at that point, wherever you are, drop what you're doing, bow down and worship that image. If you can't see it, face that direction. Okay? That's the idea. That these people, but it's still different then and now. Now people are like, I ain't doing that. You know, right? That's no big deal. If you're here having church at noon and it goes off, guess who's not bowing down? Nobody. But then the king was everything, right? The kingdom was everything. Everybody was there. It wasn't just off in different places. Everybody was looking. Everybody saw. So he would play some music, and everybody had to bow down. You know what's interesting about this passage? Everybody bowed down except how many? Three. That's amazing. That's amazing. That everybody said, I'm going to do what he said. I'm going to bow down to this God, to this image, except for those three. And the king said this, and who is that God that shall deliver you out of my hands? That's a pretty bold statement. He's basically saying this, who does God think he is? How many of you have ever been so mad that you took your fist with your blood level up here, you put it in somebody's face, and who do you think you are? Anybody done it before? Yeah. Who do you think you are? Can you imagine being so mad, so angry, you take your fist, you look up into heaven, and you shake it, say, God, who do you think you are? Leave me alone. I don't think any of us in this room would be so bold as to do something. We may think that in our hearts, and many people do, but to actually say those words, here is the king, goes to these three boys and say, hey, there is no God that can deliver you out of my hands. I am the ultimate king. There's none above me. The three Hebrew boys in this section were serious about God. We will see that section. That these three Hebrew boys know I am serious about God. I just don't talk it. I just don't go to youth groups and churches. I don't just look like it. I am serious from the top of my head to the bottom of my feet, inside my heart. I am serious about God. Then we also see the king on the other hand. He is serious about himself. It's all about him. What do I want? What do I command? What do I say? You listen to me. There is no God above me. I am it. How many of you consider yourself to be halfway athletic or more? Okay. Everybody in here, I would consider halfway athletic or more. But thank you for those who don't really care. You know, I've said this before. There was some, when I was younger, not now. When I was younger, I would speak to a youth group, and I would say, I could take anybody here one-on-one in basketball. And it was the truth. I could have. Now, no. 2 feet, I'm done. I'm tired. I could have. Anybody who I was speaking to, unless I was speaking to a college or something like that, then I could not have. But at that point, yeah, I could have, one-on-one. Just could. I was very confident. I knew exactly what I was going to do. And some people even challenged me, fine then, let's play. And we would play, and they would lose. And you would look at me like, I don't believe you. It is true, back many moons ago. And so I had the thought when I was younger, about 20-something years ago, that sports was everything to me. In fact, I've never told this story before, but I used to be very quick-tempered, very upset. One small thing, I'm done. I will light into you, especially on the basketball court or that kind of thing. That's just who I was. Somebody did something to me, and I lit into them. I mean, it was something small. I lit into them. My sister did something to me one time, and me and her are like this, close as we can be, best friends. I lit into her. She cried. It was so bad that I was choking her, so mad. She'd never seen me so mad. I was playing in a basketball championship. No, the volleyball championship. And I was playing, and to me, I played my best game. Everybody else just played, who cares? I don't care how I play. I was so mad. I went to the dorm so mad, angry at my teammates, angry at everybody. Why can't you just play? Dude, just play. If you're not gonna play your best, get off the court. I'll do it by myself. I was serious about sports, which meant I was serious about myself. It was all selfish things. The king is in that same thing then. So we're going to look at some things about being serious. Go to verses 8 through 12. We'll see this thought. Daniel chapter 3, 8 through 12. This is the beginning of the story. Wherefore at that time certain Chaldeans came near and accused the Jews. They spake and said to the king Nebuchadnezzar, O king, live forever. Thou, O king, hast made a decree that every man that shall hear the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, psaltery, and dulcimer, and all kinds of music, shall fall down and worship the golden image. And whoso falleth not down and worshipeth that he should be cast into the midst of the burning fiery furnace. There are certain Jews whom thou hast set over the affairs of the province of Babylon, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. And these men, O king, have not regarded thee. They serve not thy gods, nor worship the golden image which thou hast set up. So this has been going on time after time after time, and everybody's been bowing down. Everybody's looking. Everybody is giving homage and respect to this idol that is up. But they have noticed that Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego would not do that. They go to the king and say, "Oh, king, live forever. You gave it a decree. With your own mouth, with your own pen, with your own words, you said that we have to do this." How many of you consider yourselves to be rule followers? How many of you consider yourself to be loophole finders? Okay. How many consider yourself to be a rule is made to be broken type of person? I can see that. Yeah. Hey, there's a rule for a reason. Let's try to break this rule. Okay, there's some people who are that way. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego said, that is a rule that I cannot follow. The Bible says that I must either worship God or worship the image. I cannot do both. I choose to worship God. If I'm worshiping God, I will not worship the idols in my life. All of the things that you have mentioned thus far, food, jobs, relationships, sports, all of those things can be gods in our lives. We can worship those things. If you're serious, more serious about those things than you are God, that is your idol. That's your God. That's what you love the most. So these people went to the king and said, hey, these people, these three men are not obeying you. We see this thought that number one, what you are serious about is seen in your character. So somebody tell me what your character is. What does character mean? Cody? Personal. No. Yes. Closer than Cody's. You're welcome. Gavin? How you act, that's getting closer to the true answer. Your character, that's it. Your character is your character. Here is what he does on test. Please define the word red. Red is red. Please give an example. Red apple. Thanks, but no. Character. What does character mean? If you say that person has good character, what do you mean by that? Okay, good person. Personality is not character, because my personality can change depending on who I'm around. Your character basically is who you are where no one watches you. Okay? So your character is who you truly are, whether you choose good or you choose bad. If you only choose good when people are watching you, but you choose bad when nobody's watching you, your character is that. That's who you are. You don't have to have somebody watch over you. If you are taking a test and the teacher leaves the room and you still don't cheat on the test, that's because your character is, I'm not going to cheat. You see what I'm saying? That's your character. What you are serious about is seen in your character of who you are behind closed doors. For instance, if I walk into your room and all I see is sports stuff, trophies and all these things, and football, basketball, baseball, all these things, I assume that you hate sports. Right? That's what you assume, correct? No, you assume he must play sports. He may not be good, but he likes sports. Or you walk into a room and you see a guitar, you see a violin, you see a flute, you see a trombone, you see a trumpet, you see a keyboard hooked to a laptop to play music. And those, what would you assume? That this person hates music. You assume that they enjoy music. They may not can sing, you have no idea, but the character is, that's what they're serious about. Okay? My dog is going to obedience school, K9 school. I walk in to have the trainer work my dog, and guess what I see all in that room? Yes. There was poop in there from my dog. Yes, there was. You will see training collars, treats, balls, toys. And I thought to myself, this must be the place where they train cows. This is a cow training. No, you think, why? Or cats. You don't train cats. No, you're serious. I'm sorry. You know, what you're serious about, right, is found in who you really are. Nebuchadnezzar could have said, yes, I am serious about serving God. Was he, though? No, because it's seen in what he does, what he says, and behind closed doors. We see this. The question is, what do you worship? What does worship mean? We just sang some worship songs. What does worship mean? Thank you. See, you're contagious and bad. I know. Kick you out. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And what does worship mean? Okay, praising, following, yes. What's the first three letters of worship? Okay, think of a word that has that in it. You are worthy. Worthy. Worship means that person is worthy of my adoration, worthy of my praise, worthy of my life, worthy of everything. That's what I worship. So, if sports is what you worship, it's worthy of your time, worthy of your expenses, worthy of your money. If relationships is what you, if you say, hey, that's worthy of all my time, that's what you worship. What is worthy? What do you give worth to in your life? And 3 Hebrews 8 says, what's worth in my life is taking a stand for God. I'm serious about God. The second thing is this, what you take a stand for. What you're serious about God is what you take a stand for. How many of you have ever been in a situation to where people around you are doing something wrong and you should not be doing what they're doing? Anybody been there before? Well, sure, right? If you're hanging out with hardly anybody these days, right? Go to school, work, all kinds of things. And you think to yourself, I've got a decision to make. They are having a conversation that I should not be a part of. I can either join in, laugh with them, and enjoy the conversation, or say, no, I'm not going to do such things. I work at a place to where the conversation isn't always lovely. It's very crude sometimes, very risque sometimes. I have a choice. Either join the conversation or say, no, I can't do that. If they know that I'm a pastor and I join their conversation, what have I just done? Ruined my what? character, their reputation. Because somebody has asked me at work, you think that way because you do this, unlike us. She's already made that distinction that how you act in life because of what you have your faith in, what you take a stand for. The second thing is this: our seriousness is seen in who or what we submit to. What's another word for submit? What does submit mean? If we're wrestling and I put you in a submission hold, what would that be? Make you give up, okay, to tap out. What does submission mean? To submit to something. Something over you, okay? Is it possible for me to submit to my 7-year-old son? Yes. Is there a time when I should? Oh, that's iffy. Okay, let me give you a scenario. Whether you agree or not, it does not matter. It's the truth. I'm driving in my truck. He's behind me coming back home from school. Not behind me in the car, but behind me in my seat. We're coming home, and as I get into my truck, go to pull out of his school, I tell him, hey, Caleb, don't forget to buckle up. Okay? And Caleb says, but Daddy, you're not. Okay? He says, well, son, you buckle up. I don't have to buckle up. I'm an adult. I can do what I want to do. But he says, but Daddy, the law says that we have to buckle up. I don't care about the law, son. I'm the daddy. You're the boy. If you want to go home, you buckle up and leave me alone. But he says, Daddy, that means you are sinning if you don't buckle up, Dad. Truth or not truth? Truth. If I then buckle up, who am I submitting to besides God and the law? My son. Because just because he's younger or smaller and he's speaking truth doesn't mean that I don't have to do that truth. How many of you have a younger sibling? I have 4. You know, how many of you love it? Love it when your younger sibling tells you what to do. Anybody love that? No, not one bit. Even if it's truth, you don't like it. Even if it's what is right, you don't like it. So our seriousness is seeing who or what we submit to. Who do you put yourself under? Who do you say yes to? Who do you agree with? Who do you want to say you are above me? We see this verses 4 through 7. Then the herald cried aloud to you, it is commanded, O people, nations, and languages, that at what time ye hear the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, cymbal, psaltery, dulcimer, and all kinds of music, ye fall down and worship the golden image that Nebuchadnezzar the king hath set up. Verse number 6. And whoso falleth not down and worshipeth shall same hour be cast in the midst of a fiery furnace. Therefore at that time, when all the people heard the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, cymbal, psaltery, and all kinds of music, all the people, the nations, and all the languages fell down and worshiped the golden image that Nebuchadnezzar the king had set up. Our seriousness is seen in who or what we submit to. We see this thought. The king was okay disobeying God. Do you think the king knew truth? It's a yes or no. Some say yes, some say yes. Some say no. I think possibly very well could have. By the time Daniel 3 comes around, Daniel himself is already in upper level. No doubt they have heard from the other Israelites, other people. Not only that, God gives us truth in our hearts, and our conscience bears witness. But the king said to himself, I'm okay. I am fine disobeying God. I don't mind it. I don't mind sinning. I don't mind worshiping something else. The question is this: are you okay disobeying God? Are you okay not submitting to God? Are you okay with the fact that I'm going to do what I want to do? God does give us that choice. Did he stop the king from making that choice? Yes or no? No. The king made that choice. God was going to allow him to make that choice. But does that mean that that's the right choice? No, you can make any choice that you want. So the question is, are you okay, as the king was, with disobeying God? Well, the second thing is this. The 3 Hebrew boys was also given the opportunity to ruin their testimony. To ruin their testimony. Here is the king. And the king calls the 3 Hebrew boys, hey, y'all, come here. I'm going to give you one more chance. Nobody's watching. No one's looking. No one can see. Just bow down in front of me, and I will call it good. You know how easy that would have been? To just do what you're told, nobody knows. Well, if nobody sees, then I should be fine. They were given an opportunity to ruin everything. Because we know at the end of the story that a lot of things changed because of their testimony. Our seriousness is seen in who or what we submit to. But number 3 is this. What we are serious about is evident when our faith is challenged. Verses 13 through 15. Then Nebuchadnezzar, in his rage and fury, anger, commanded to bring Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Then they brought these men before the king. Nebuchadnezzar spake and said unto them, is it true, O Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego? Do not ye serve my gods, nor worship the golden image which I have set up? Now if ye be ready, that at what time ye hear the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, psaltery, and dulcimer, and all kinds of music, ye fall down and worship the image which I have made. Ye shall, which I have made, well, but if ye worship not, ye shall be cast the same hour into the midst of a burning fiery furnace. And who is that God that shall deliver you out of my hands? He said, I'll give you one more chance. And if you do now, then fine, we'll call it good. But if you don't, I'm going to throw you in the fiery furnace, and there is no God that's going to stop me or keep you from burning in the fiery furnace that is there. So number 3 is this. What do we do? What we're serious about is evident when our faith is challenged. How many of you have ever been asked why you go to church? Or why you go to youth group, or why you do that, or why you do that, why you do those things? You know what, at your age, what I did? Why do you skip a baseball game, Stephen, to go to church? You know what I said? Because my daddy told me to. It was a cop-out. It's easy. Just put all the blame on my dad, right? He's the pastor of the church, and he's the youth pastor, and he's making me go. I don't have a choice in this. You know, the older I got, that was no longer an excuse that I could use. I'm almost 40 years old, and I can't say, well, my dad's making me go to church. No. Now it is, it's either I make the decision myself or I don't. One day you'll be on your own. And you can't use your church, youth group, friends, or anybody else. It could be you and you alone. Having to say yes or no when that time comes. And Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego were ready to answer. Here is a thought. Peer pressure is very powerful. We'll use this. Cody, come here, buddy. And Ben. And I almost said, I was close. Isaiah, come here.
He's called that all the time. So. I answer to Belinda as well. I just thought it's a nickname. Sorry.
Belinda, you here? Okay. Okay. Here is evil, bad. Okay? Evil and bad. That's who they are. That mean, you can just tell they are evil and bad. Here's a Christian. You can't tell, but it's a Christian. Just kidding, buddy. Belinda. He's a Christian, okay? He is torn between following good, bad or following good. Obviously, I'm the good, okay? So, if I pull this way, take his arm, okay? And he, don't pull too hard. And they pull that way. If this is a real tug of war between me and those two, who's going to win? Thank you for somebody. Give me some middle guy. He's going to be torn apart. You know, who's going to win this? They'll probably win, no doubt. Okay? It doesn't matter. Okay? So, could he pull this way? Could he pull this way? Sure. He can keep it hard. Gavin, go over there. Matthew, go over there too.
I don't feel good about this anymore.
Why not? What's your name? Sam, go follow them. Why not? All the guys go on that side. No. Okay. Answer this. Who's going to win this? Me and him or them? Them. Still no faith in me. No excuses. Okay. So, pull lightly. So we come here, right? There's a pull. Pull with me. Stop. Okay? If there's a true pull, okay, I'm pulling, they're pulling, he's pulling with me. So it's 2 against a 1,000 guys, okay? Which is easier for you to do? To go against the grain that's hard, or to finally say this is too much, I'm going that way. Which is easier. Not better, but easier. Correct, right? So the more pressure you have on that side, it's easier to go, right? All y'all come on this side. Besides the evil ones. Okay. Yeah, come over here. Now, this is which side is this? The best side. Okay. The good side. Okay. Now, which one is easier for him to go to? Easier. Why? There's more on this side. More pressure, right? So, y'all can have a seat. So here's the idea. Wherever the pressure is, it's easier. Doesn't mean it's the right thing. This makes it easier. So if you have more people helping you do what's right than doing what's wrong, is it easier or harder for you to do what's right? Easier. See, what happens is we want all these negative peer pressures and pressure on us, and we think, why is it so hard to do what's right? Because you are allowing the peer pressure to put that much pressure on you. Now, let's say that you are all alone, as Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego is, right? It's just them 3. And they have one X factor. Who is that X factor on their side? God. I don't care how much pressure is on this side. If they yield to this side, it'll be easier and better every single time. Okay? So peer pressure is a very powerful thing. What you give, the pressure you give, and the pressure you put on yourself as well. So with that being said, the king, no doubt, had some peer pressure. Let's say, here's the king. I'm the king. And I just made a decree. Everybody bows down. I look like I'm the man, right? I'm the king. I have power. And then these 3 shrimpy guys decide not to stand up, meaning to bow down. They stay standing. They come to my office. At the end of the discussion, I say, okay, guys, I was wrong to the whole world. I was wrong. Don't bow down to the idol. How does that make me look? Very bad. Like I'm not the king anymore. These 3 guys just told me what to do. So this pressure, this king, that I have to live up to a certain standard that I have. So why didn't? What kept the king from doing these things? And what did this king challenge the 3 Hebrew boys to do? The first thing that he did was this. The king challenged their character. I don't think you're going to do that. I don't think you are men enough or powerful enough or obey God enough to look in my face and say, I will not do that. You can't make me do that. I'm not going to bow down. You can't make me. The God that I serve is bigger and powerful than you are, and he was banking on the fact that they could not look at him in the eyeball to eyeball, face to face, and they still make the same decision. The king challenged their character, but number 2 is this. The king challenged their faith. How many of you have faith? Yeah, everybody has faith. The question is, Not if you have faith, but where is your faith? How many of you, before you sat down, examined the chair to make sure it could hold that weight? No. How many of you have never sat in these chairs before? Several of you, right? You didn't say, oh, man, I just don't know. How many of you go through drive-through at a fast food restaurant and ask to see all the credentials, all of their food safe certifications? I want to see your restaurant. So some people would. Oh, I'm sorry. And Santa Claus is not real too. Okay. You don't. I do apologize. I just broke his heart. No. You take that when you open that Whopper or Big Mac. And when you bite into it, it won't taste too bad, right? You accept some kind of level of good at that point, right? You have some kind of faith. You are trusting that they did not spit in your food, or if they did, you won't be able to notice they spit in your food, right? You have some kind of faith. The question is, the king's faith was placed in what? Himself. I'm going to get me through this life. The 3 Hebrew boys' faith was placed in whom? God. Which one do you think's better person to put their faith in? God. We know that, we say that, but how many times do we not act upon those thoughts? The king challenged their faith, but the next thought is this. The king challenged their God. Well, the 3 Hebrew boys challenged his God. They didn't say straight up, well, I challenge you then. But by saying no to him, I don't think you can do that. And they even said, fine, throw me in the fiery furnace. I don't care. The God that we serve is going to deliver us up from that. And they said, even if he does not, and we die there, it's okay with us, because we're still not going to bow down to this God. They challenged the gods. What we are serious about is evident in where we put our faith. When our faith is challenged, how serious are we then? When you're in a situation and popularity and power and prestige and friendships are on the line, how serious are you about serving God then? When you can say a word or a sentence or just follow along and go with the crowd and people still think that you're something or someone, how serious is your faith then? But number 4, and lastly, is this. Our seriousness reflects who or what we are about. Who or what we are about. Ben has on a shirt. That shirt represents whom? Captain America. I'm going to ask this question, and with a resounding answer, with all that you have, give me the answer to my next question. Is Ben Captain America?
Yes. Thank you. Sorry. I get really mixed up.
Yes, you are. And yes, you should be. And yes, you are. No. Just because he wears that shirt, it's okay, man. Does that make him Captain America, yes or no? No. If he had come in a what does the dude wear? Blue shirt, blue tights, and red underwear on top of his pants, and a red cape with an S like this, does that make him Superman? Makes him super weird, but not Superman, right? So he goes in. So he goes into the fellowship hall back there, the room, and I'll say that, what? He is real. Would anybody has said that? Would anybody have thought Superman must be real? No. Oh, did any of y'all fall in love with him? Would y'all fall in love with him if he had that on? Of course you would. Of course you would. Yes. No. You're like, no. You're like, Ben, what's your problem? That's ridiculous, dude. Facebook or whatever, Instagram, whatever y'all use. That's definitely going on there. So it reflects. Just because we look like we are Christian, does that mean we are? Not one bit. We can be as faking it and as totally wrong as he is about Captain America. Even though we have one person who agrees. It does not matter. We can, two doofuses who agree. It does not matter. If we can have people in church who agree that we are a Christian because we look like one, does that mean we are? No. Our seriousness, what we're serious about, reflects who or what we're about. If I'm serious about something, it reflects about who I am about. So if I'm serious about sports, then you can tell that, boy, my life is about sports. Verses 16 through 18. So Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego answered and said, to the king, O Nebuchadnezzar, we are not careful to answer thee in this matter. If it be so, our God whom we serve is able to deliver us. He's able. God can. And he will deliver us out of thine hand, O king. But if not, if he does not choose to, be it known unto thee, O king, that we will not serve thy gods, nor worship the golden image which thou hast set up. I don't care what you do. Laugh. You can throw me in there. You can mock me, yell at me, kill me. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to serve your God. How many of you think Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego was serious about serving God? Sure. If they had not been, what would they have said in the chambers with the king? Okay, I think I'll bow down. You right. Right? There are some Christians who think they're serious about God. There are some young people who just because they go and do different things, they're serious about God. When the pressure comes, we find out, wait a minute, I'm not as serious about God as what I thought I was serious about. We find out that they were a reflection of Christ. What happens? They throw in Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, right? It was so hot that it killed the guys who threw them in. What should it have done to the three boys? It should have like that. Like, boom, dead. So they are thrown in. And the king goes back after a while and looks in and says what? Wait a minute. Didn't we throw three people in? Like, yes. But I see four, and the fourth is like who? Son of God. Question. How did he know that? Why didn't he say, wait a minute, that fourth one looks weird. That fourth one, whoa, I don't recognize him. Why didn't he immediately say, wait a minute, he looks like the Son of God? I think he knew from the three Hebrew boys, from other people, the testimony that he knew truth. He just chose not to follow that truth. When we are serious about God, people can look at us and say, hey, that's a reflection of Christ. Anybody watch the Disney movie Mulan? Only the girls and a couple of guys raising their hand. Thank you. I've got memorized, songs memorized. It's no big deal. I cry. That's when I want to have a sappy moment. I watch that movie and cry. It's great. I don't do that. So here is Mulan. She goes to the water, and she sings a song called what? Reflection. Who is this girl I see looking back at me, and I'm thinking to myself, Mulan? Like, she's stupid. Who's this girl? Whoa! Cinderella! No, it's you. It's Mulan. When she looked in, did she see anybody else besides herself? No. I know the point of the song, okay? So she looks in and she looks at herself. When you look in the mirror, who do you see? Who you really are, right? You think you are one way. You want to think you look one way, but the mirror does not lie. You want it to lie sometimes, but it does not lie. It shows you this is who you are, unless you have a trick mirror, right? So here is the mirror. It's who you are. When you look into the Word of God, it shows you who you are. You may think you are one way. You may think, oh, I'm serious about God, but you get into His Word and it says, no, this is who you should be. This is who you are, who God is, and this is who you ought to be. When the king looked into the fiery furnace, he saw 3 men walking about, and the fourth saw 4 men, and the fourth was like the Son of God. Can you imagine the same fire that killed the people who threw them in? They're walking around on the inside. In fact, when they came out, not one hair, not one skin, not one piece of clothing, not even their shoes was burnt, and it didn't smell like smoke. How many of you have been to a campfire and you go home and you think, well, my clothes smell like smoke? Well, a campfire, right? None of that happened. Why is that? Because of the reflection of Christ. People, the world, Christ, others would know how serious you are about Christ. And the goal is this, that because I'm serious about God, that my life will help change other people's lives. Let your light so shine before men, right, that they may see whose good works? Your good works, but glorify whom? God. Why? Because you're a reflection of Christ. And by me being serious about God, I'm helping others follow Him as well. Their lives changed others' lives. So the question is this: how serious are you about God? Not how you want to be, not how you think you are. When you compare yourself to being in the fiery furnace, standing before a king and say, no, I'm not going to serve God, your God. I'm not going to bow down. I'm not going to look at that picture. I'm not going to sing that song. I'm not going to talk like that. I'm not going to drink that or do that or do that. I'm not going to do that. I don't care who you are, what friend you think you have. I'm not going to do those things. You compare that with that story. How serious are you about serving God? And the next question is this: it's a change in your life affecting the change in others' lives. Or you living in such a way, close to God, a light for God, serious about God, that you're helping others do the same for you. Well, what did Paul say? 1 Corinthians 11:1, I believe. He said, I want you to imitate me as I imitate God. That's incredible. He said, if you imitate me, you'll be imitating God. That's an incredible statement. I wonder how many of us can say such things. Hey, if you follow me, if you use my words, if you have my mindset, my heart, you will be closer to God. There's a change in your life affecting the change in others' lives. Let's pray. Every head bowed, every eye closed, no one looking around.